Hi, I'm Colin from HDCCTV. This is a how-to video. It's going to run through some of the operations of the AHD equipment from Xvision. So we'll bring the main menu up by right-clicking with the mouse and then going onto the main menu button. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is show you how to set up the scheduler. So this is, you set the mode that the recorder is going to record in. It can record constantly, or you can set it to record during motion activity only, or if you've got the recorder wired to an alarm system, you can make the alarm system trigger it to record. So we go to the record scheduler. You go to record first of all, and then record schedule. So here we have a grid that represents channel 1, and we've got days of the week down the left side and hours of the day across the top. So as you can see, it's by default set to normal record all the time, constantly. Now we can adjust each hour of every day. So let's say select motion detection, and we can have it detect motion from midnight to 2 AM, for example. Bit of a weird one that, but you could do that if you wanted to. Okay, so that's set to permanent recording. If you want to, you could have motion on top of that. So what that will do, that setting there will give you, when you come to playback, when you bring your timeline up, timeline across the bottom here, you would have a green permanent line, and there would be yellow flecks, yellow lines where there was motion activity. Okay, so you set that as you want. As I say, you can set each day differently, each hour differently, and each camera differently. Okay, so that's channel 1 sorted. You can go to channel 2 and do the same again, set it individually, or the easy way, if you want the same setting for all cameras, is to copy to all. Okay, that completes the scheduler side. Now let's go to motion. So motion is under the alarm button, and this is the motion setup screen. So we've got the camera number, whether motion is enabled or not, the sensitivity level, how long it records after motion stops, whether the buzzer is going to make a noise or not, how long the alarm stays latched for, whether alarm output signal is sent to your alarm box. Here is your setup screen. So where it's red, it's looking for motion. Where it's clear, it's going to ignore motion. So we could, for example, drag and drop these blocks by the table here. Don't care what the TV is doing really. So we're now covering the window, the door, and this part here. This bottom section is what happens once motion is detected. It will show a message on the screen. It will send you an email if you've got the email set up. It will flash the monitor to full screen if you've got the unit in a multi-screen setup. And then it will record on channel 1. Once you've got that set as you like, you can again copy to all, or I don't recommend you do that because each camera's area will be different. Okay, that's motion detection. Now let's look at playback. So playback, you just right click with the mouse to bring up this sub menu at the bottom, and it's there on the right hand side. So let's just go back to the 29th and play. So here we have the date we're playing, the cameras that are playing, the time from midnight to midnight across the bottom, and the windows. If you want to go in a little bit more detail, let's just go to, say, here. So we're clicking on something's happened about there, says people came in the building. So if we just go back here down the bottom, we've got 24-hour timeline. We can bring that down to a 2-hour timeline, so it's going from 8:07 to 10:07. And then we can go to an hour or half an hour. This allows us to go in a bit more fine. As you can see, you can quickly find this is when somebody came in. There we go. With playback, you can bring up a camera full screen. Double click on it. You can also zoom in on playback as a zoom button here, click and drag a box, and that zooms in. And then the bottom right hand corner, you can then zoom around, move around the picture with that zoom point. So let's say this camera here, this shade looking character here, let's just go back. Right, so let's just get the point from when this person comes in. And there's a scissor icon here. If you just mark that as the in point of the recording. And we see this dodgy geezer coming in. Right, so if we back up from this point here to this point here, we just click this icon here again, and it then asks you what format you want to back up to. The best option is AVI. This gives you a file that any Windows PC can read. Once you've done that, click Save, and that will then export to the USB stick you've got plugged in the back of the unit. And that completes the playback and backup sections. Thanks for watching. My name's Colin from HDCCTV.